Hey guys, here we are Wednesday morning, about to head off on the team track walk. We do it every round, but this one's a bit more special. Actually a bit more work too. It's actually quite a bit of effort to walk up the hill. The TV doesn't do justice just how steep it is. So obviously an amazing place, big week ahead. Lots of laps on the track before we get to Sunday, and lots of work to be done. So this is just the first part of a very long week. We're here at the exit of turn 2, and this is really where you really start to climb up the hill. So the speed through 2 and then the exit and the run up the cutting is really critical because it's really quite steep here. So obviously the more momentum you can carry through turn 2 and then up to the cutting certainly makes a big difference lap time wise. So really critical part of the lap, and this is really where the lap starts. We're standing up now at the top of Reed Park, so we've finished climbing the hill, and this is basically where we're at right at the top of the mountain. So just before we drop down into the grate, and this is probably one of the best bits of road in motorsport in the world, where the cars are really light. We're just about to head down into what we call the grate. The car gets quite light, and then it loads the steering quite heavily, and you'll actually see quite a lot of smoke come out from the front of the car, and that's the car bottoming out as we get down to the bottom of the hill. And then we on the throttle as quick as we can for the run across to McPhillamy Park, where the car again gets really light and jumps up in the air. So this part of road where we're standing right here, easily the best bit of road in Australian motorsport, and probably in the top 5 in world motorsport. Great bits of racetrack. We're standing right at the top of Skyline, right before we're about to start the run down the hill, and here is one of the sketchiest parts of the track. We arrive 4th gear on the limiter, and the car just literally flies off the track. It's called Skyline because when you approach, all you can see is the sky, and then the car gets really light, and then we start to run down the hill to the Dipper and then down to Forest Elbow. So really easy part of the track to catch you out. Like I said, really the car gets really light. We see a lot of the guys actually going through the asphalt shortcut there to try and straighten up when they get it wrong. So you know, if there's a part of the track that you always need to treat with respect, this is it right here. Standing here at Forest Elbow, so obviously now come all the way to the end of the run across the top of the mountain, and really critical corner as far as making sure you get the nose into the apex nice and tight against the wall here, so that you can get on the throttle as early as possible, because big long run down Conrod Straight, so the earlier you can get on the throttle here certainly makes a lot of time at the end of Conrod. So once you make it out of Forest Elbow, it's catch a couple of breaths after the white knuckle run across the top of the mountain, and then psych yourself up for the run through the chase flat out, and then brake as late as you can into the chase. So standing here at the entry to the chase, the fastest corner in Australian motorsport, just under 300 kilometres an hour, 298 k an hour, 6 gear on the rev limiter, as fast as the supercar goes at the moment with the current diff ratio. So really fast corner, hold the car flat through here in qualifying, get through the corner, get the thing settled, and then jump on the brakes, and then apply the highest brake pressure we apply all year as well. So certainly a corner of extremes, incredibly fast, but then requires a massive amount of braking energy to get the car stopped as we turn in for the actual chase itself. So amazing bit of roads, really bumpy through here. You've got to really work on making sure the car's settled before you get on the brakes, otherwise it's really easy to lock that front tyre outside or inside. So this particular corner takes the most to work up to. When we first start on Thursday, it's not flat, you build up to it, and by Thursday afternoon, on the last run of the day, you'll try getting through here flat, and every year it takes a bit of confidence to build that up. There you go.
Thanks guys. Thanks.
No worries. Have a good one. Thanks boys. So standing here, last corner, Murray's Corner. Really actually tricky braking area coming in because it's downhill and the brakes are incredibly hot after the big stop that we've had at the chase. So of all the braking zones throughout the lap, this is probably the easiest one to make a mistake and lock the rear tyres, and you'll see a lot of the time cars end up spinning in backwards into the gravel trap because the rear brakes are just so hot that they become really bitey and spin the car. So probably the easiest part of the track to make a silly small error that can ruin a whole lap. So qualifying, you're absolutely laying it on the line across the top, you've braked as deep as you can into the chase, and then you've got to really actually be quite careful on the brakes into this last corner to make sure you finish the lap off across the line, and hopefully it's a good strong lap. So an amazing bit of road here at Bathurst, easily the most challenging racetrack that we go to in Australia, easily the most special as well. So really looking forward to the weekend ahead. Hopefully we can do 161 laps quicker than anyone else and get over the line first and get the job done. And just to finish off, sorry that we're wearing a high-vis shirt. Apparently it's more dangerous to walk around the track than it is to drive around the track in a race car, so we have to wear high-vis. Quite a silly rule, but we have to do it.